Iran has also named a new head of state. Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei will succeed his father as supreme leader controlling Iran's military. He will also be in charge of the ongoing closure of the Strait of Hormuz, which has been closed since the conflict began. It's a major spot for global logistics, handling things like oil, plastics, and fertilizers. Retired Professor Michael Walden joining us now to talk more about the economic side of this conflict. He taught economics at NC State University. Dr. Walden, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So gas prices in North Carolina have now climbed 50 cents in the past week, and oil has surpassed $100 a barrel as of this weekend. What could a long-term closure of the Strait of Hormuz mean for the U.S. economy?
It could mean even higher prices, obviously. And what people have to, and I think people do know this, when gas prices go up, pretty much everything in the economy goes up faster because deliveries, um, factories, etc. We all run on energy. So this could, if this drags on, and of course the administration says it won't, but if it drags on for months, this could put a severe crimp in not just people's pocketbooks, but I think in terms of the economy. We have had situations like this in the 70s where oil prices skyrocketed and it precipitated a recession. Now, I'm not throwing that out just casually, and I don't think we see that right now. But if this were to persist, and if we saw gas prices go up, let's say another 50 cents per gallon, and we had that week after week after week, yeah, we could be in trouble in terms of the economy.
Why are we already seeing these increases at the gas pump, even though this oil we know was refined weeks ago?
Anticipation. It's all in business. You don't just look at things now, but you look at where things are going. And the markets are anticipating higher oil prices, and that's going to be fed in immediately to the price. And so I think, again, as I said, I think we're going to see this happening in more sectors of the economy, particularly things where, like deliveries. If you're having things delivered to your home or food delivered to your home, etc., that's going to go up. But pretty much across the board, we've got an inflation report coming out this Wednesday, but that's not going to tell us anything about this situation because it's the March report, but it's based on February data. So we really won't have numbers for another month that tells us how this has affected the economy. But right now we're flirting with an inflation rate, I'd say around 2.5%, 2.7% year over year. That could easily go up another half percentage point to over 3% year over year if this situation in the Middle East persists.
Have we seen this kind of large-scale disruption in shipping before, and what can history teach us when it comes to these events?
Well, I mentioned that, yes, probably the best example of this was in the 1970s, where it was a different situation. It was actually an embargo where the oil exporting countries in the Middle East said, "Hey, we're not gonna send out oil anymore. We want to really stick it to the Western nations in terms of higher prices." And as I said, that actually precipitated a recession. Now, what's key here is what's called the Strait of Hormuz, which is right there next to between the Emirates and Saudi Arabia and Iran, and that's where a large percentage of oil being taken from several countries exits and then goes on its way to whatever country is buying it. And the president has already said that he is likely or willing to have those oil exporting ships helped by the U.S. Navy, guarded by the U.S. Navy. And I think he's also talked about some kind of insurance policy. So the administration is well aware of the problems here, that if oil gets bottled up, if oil doesn't get out to be flow across the world, that's going to cost consumers. And I think the administration knows if consumers are unhappy with gas prices for a long period of time, they're going to, for whatever support the president's getting, I think the polls are 50-50, that's probably going to shift much heavier in opposition because people day to day look at their pocketbooks and they're not liking what they're seeing. So I think this is all going to motivate the administration, if they need any motivation, to wind this up rather quickly.
Right. And if this does persist, when do we expect to start seeing people opt out of traveling or changing their travel plans, especially when it comes to the summer?
Oh, I would think immediately. I think immediately. People are going to I think people are going to, you'd have to be on a rock not to know what's going on. And people are hearing this information. They're seeing it in the prices they're paying. And I think a lot of people, quite frankly, are skeptical that this could wrap up very quickly and go on. So I would expect there'll be a lot of people changing plans in a variety of ways. Let's say you're a business person, you're traveling for business, you're going to hit the phones and the computer and do that rather than travel. If you're a family, let's say wanting to go on a vacation with your children who in a couple months will be graduating, probably revamp that also. So I think people are going to make the changes to their plans, and I think that any kind of business that is based on travel situations, if that travel goes down, those businesses, hotels, airlines, et cetera, will be hurt.
All right, Dr. Michael Walden, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage. And click the subscribe button here. You can also download our app and watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.